with stories to unfold. Keep your eyes wide open and your soul won't grow cold. In the realm of the strange and the fantastical, lost in the dark, but it's light so magical.
Hey up, oh hang on. Sorry, I forgot my chewing gum. Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek. So I'm just putting my gum on my little gum pile. I've got a little pile of chewing gum here that I just keep adding to. I'm seeing how tall I can get it. Maybe it'll start appearing in the camera, so it'll have to get to what? About there. I don't think it'll get quite that high. Anyway, welcome to this impromptu live newsy stream. It's all Star Trek news that I've come across today. So I just thought I'd just do a live stream. And just rather than doing separate videos and stuff for them all, I thought I'd just do a live stream. And we'll just have a read of these news articles. And Wingrace is here saying, got to lurk again, always editing while you're live these days because you're busy, busy, busy. It's Wingrace. He's busy. Go and subscribe to his channel. He's getting near 1,000. And we want to get him over there. Unless he's past it. I'm going to have to check now. Going to have to check. I'm going to subscribe to his music channel as well as. Anyway, what am I looking for? Wingrace. Come on, subscriptions. Where are you? There we go. Should be at the top. There he is. 888 subscribers. 888. That's one of those casino website things, isn't it? But it's in the UK anyway. I decided none of them require covering, all these news stories. He knows what I'm going to talk about, doesn't he? He knows what I'm going to talk about. Right, but before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Explore the description for links for stuff like merch, which I'm not wearing, so I forgot. Me books. Or whatever. They're on Amazon Kindle and paperback. What else? My other websites, my other channels, including my music channel, which added a new song to yesterday, a Star Trek themed song. So which took me, I don't know. Actually took me a couple of days to write, but that's not because it was long. It's because actually I started it and then forgot about it and then came back to it. Anyway, that's over there. What else? And other stuff. Social medias and all that palaver. Right, I'll become a member. And then you get exclusive videos and early access videos and chat emojis and all that stuff. Join in the live chat if you're a subscriber. And let us know what you think about these news articles I'm looking at. Anything else? No. Right, let's read the news. As I said, they're all Star Trek today because it was Star Trek Day yesterday, the 59th anniversary of the debut of Star Trek in 1966 on NBC. I don't know when it first aired in the UK. I'm going to look that up while I'm at it. Anyway, where are we? Right. When did Star Trek air in the UK? I remember seeing it when I was a kid. July 12th, 1969. So just before man landed on the moon. And they began with Where No Man Has Gone Before. So there you go, which was the second pilot. Not with the man trap, which is weird, isn't it? But there we go. So there we go. The BBC did not air 4 episodes of the original series, The Empath, which I knew that one didn't get broadcast. Whom Gods Destroy, Plato's Stepchildren, and Mary. And many other episodes were heavily redacted because we live in a blooming totalitarian state. Anyway, Wingrace says, got to do a drawing soon. Have you? All right, okie dokie. I hope it's good. I'm sure it will be. Right, news. We're doing the news, won't we? Right, so off I go. I shall add it to the screen. Here it is. The first one's from Trek Movie. The first news item's from Trek Movie. Star Trek. I might repeat myself, by the way. Oh, sorry, Wingray says, I meant you. Yes, I haven't done any drawing for a while, have I? I'll have to get round to it. I actually saw a really good picture today that I'd like to draw. I saved it onto my computer. Good old Pinterest, giving me emails of interesting pictures. But anyway, we'll see. Where were we? Trek movie. As I said, I might repeat myself. Some of these articles might repeat stuff. But anyway, Star Trek is officially coming to Lego. Watch announcement teaser. And I think this is supposed to be Captain Picard, isn't it? Well, it doesn't look very much like him. But it's Lego, isn't it? Speaking of Lego, I was thinking earlier on today, or yesterday, whenever I saw this first. I'm surprised, you know, the Lego video games and Lego animated series and stuff like that, particularly Star Wars and stuff like that in Lego form. I'm surprised, why haven't they done like Funko Pop cartoons? Or maybe they have and I just don't know about it. Because Funko Pops are popular, aren't they? Or they used to be. And they do very well in like a CGI animated form, wouldn't they? These weird big-headed characters running about. But maybe they can't get the license. Wingray says, want me a Lego Trek video game right now? Now, yes. So I would love a Lego. I like the Lego games. I'm not very good at them, but I do like them because they're for kids and they're easy, but they can be tricky at the same time, can't they? But they're easy to get into. Anyway, yes. So I'm hoping with this we're going to get a Lego game. But anyway, so that's obviously Captain Picard, isn't it? Hang on, where are we? There's a Funko video game. Oh, with BSG levels. Oh, right, classic Battlestar Galactica. Cool. I had no idea. Is it? Are the characters like the Funko Pop characters with massive heads? I don't know. But anyway, I've not heard that one. And Josh Temple's here. Yay, Harpoon at the ready to harpoon me to death when I read these news items wrong. Right, off we go. Trek movie staff reporting. Does that just mean that one person works at trekmovie.com? Probably. It's long been rumoured, 27 comments by the way, we'll have a look at those. It's long been rumoured, but after 59 years, Star Trek is finally coming to the world's biggest and most popular toy brand, Lego. There are no details available right now, but a new teaser video makes the announcement, promising more info to be coming soon. Oh, pardon me, burping. A Star Trek Day press release included this bit about Lego. Lego Group and Paramount announced their first ever collaboration to bring the iconic world of Star Trek to life in Lego brick form. The Lego Group and Star Trek have strong shared values of imagination, exploration, and building a better tomorrow out of Lego, making this an ideal partnership for fans of all ages. Here's the teaser video released today on the official Star Trek YouTube channel in honour of Star Trek Day. So we'll have a look. The audio. At the end. Sorry, I've spoiled it now. Here's Transporter Room 3, no doubt. Soon. Apparently that's what that says in Klingon. So there we go. You can see what I've been watching, can't you? Oh, actually, I've not watched any of these. No, I haven't watched any of those videos. Why is it recommending them to me? There's Janice Rand there. Fans never noticed these things about Star Trek. Star Trek's most powerful Star Trek. Why is it recommending these to me? I've not watched... I can imagine that one, because I watch a lot of stuff about like Graham Hancock and things, but none of the others. Anyway. And plus I watch Star Trek stuff, that's why I was recommending them. Anyway, whatever. The video features a Lego figure in the Star Trek The Next Generation era. So is it a good bet? So it is a good bet. The first release will be tied to TNG, perhaps a Lego Enterprise D. But there is no reason to believe upcoming Lego Star Trek products couldn't include other shows and movies. Wingray says, Lego DS9, please. Be a bit flimsy though, wouldn't it? A Lego DS9. Unless it's really big with chunky pylons and stuff, but anyway. I remember when I was a kid, I used to make my own Battlestar Galacticas out of my Lego set. Those were the days. I used to make Colonial Vipers out of just four blocks. Just one there and one there going across, and then one on top. Perfect Colonial Viper to go in my big Battlestar Galactica I'd made that looked nothing like the real Battlestar Galactica, but I were happy. Hey, where were we? There have been other brick-building toy brands with licensed Star Trek products in the past, including Mega Bloks and Blue Bricks, but never with Lego. Lego has been around for almost a century and is the world's premier brand for brick-building fun for kids and adults. Many major brands and franchises have been associated with Lego, including Star Wars, but never Star Trek. The official video description has little more to offer, with just set phases to build coming soon. Did it say that? Did it say set? I didn't see that. Whatever. There's also a bit of Klingon at the end, however it isn't a secret message, according to Klingon scholar Lieven Litter, probably mispronouncing that, aka your Klingon teacher, another news article about Klingon coming up. The Klingon reads as Tohpa. I'm probably mispronouncing that because I can't speak Klingon. Literally soon and arrive, or it arrives soon. So essentially just the Klingon translation of coming soon. The same announcement teaser was also cross-posted simultaneously on Lego social media. So there we go, it's the same one on Instagram or whatever, is it? I don't know. Yeah. This is a very exciting development for Star Trek and collectors. As soon as more details on the Star Trek Lego license are announced, we will have it here at Trek Movie. So what they're going to be doing? Who knows? They're just going to be doing Lego sets for people to build. Are there going to be Lego games, Lego animation, or all of the above? Who knows? I want to see a Lego game, as Wingrace said. What do the comments say? Blingbot says, best news of the year, still amazed that it took this long. Bobby O says, the rumour has been an Enterprise D in the $400-ish range releasing in November. The saucer section will definitely be removable. Ha! I've seen leaked images of what was claimed to be a full Enterprise D set and crew. It looked really good. How big is it then? You know, if it's like a standard Lego figure, how big is the Enterprise going to be? $400 though, I bet it'll be more than that, because they've just launched like $1,000 Death Star, haven't they, as Lego? Awesome, now let's get a Lego Star Trek video game. Yes. Again, the 24th century era being used in the promotion. Yes, indeed. Tachyon Pulse podcast, was it yesterday or the day before, did a video, Jay over there, did a video saying that, are Kurtzman and Co. secret hideout on their way out? So could this be something to do with that, with them using TNG to promote this Lego, crossover, and not, like Strange New Worlds or Discovery or whatever. Interesting. Anyway, so there we go. I won't go on with any more comments. So that seems. I'm quite excited about this, to be completely honest. I know I don't look it, but I am. Yeah, I hope it'll be cool, and I hope we'll get a game out of it. As Wingrace says, I want to just run around the Enterprise D, collecting, the building things out of Lego and collecting the coins or whatever they are that you're collecting them, and doing all that stuff and solving puzzles and doing things. I want to do all that. And beaming down to planets and doing the same at other planets. I want to do that, and I want it to happen, but it probably won't, because it's what I want. It probably won't happen, because in the words of Commander Krug, I said, why won't this happen? And he'll say, because you wish it. Anyway. Wing says, Q level would be fun. But you could just probably do anything. That'll be there should be a code, shouldn't there, for like a god level in used on the computers, on PC games, in god mode. That'd be Q mode, wouldn't it? And Borg Lego makes so much sense. Yes. That'll be cool as well. I'm trying to think of things that rebuild themselves. Well, obviously the Borg. That station off Enterprise from the Dead Stop episode. I'm blanking now. Anyway. So yes, I hope this happens. I really do. A game. I hope we don't just get an animated thing. We've got an animated thing already which we're going to talk about next. So we will move on. We'll move on to the next article. If I can find it. Right, here we go. There it is. This is from StarTrek.com. Star Trek boldly goes into its 60th year with fan-centric anniversary celebrations throughout 2026. Star Trek Scouts and Star Trek Khan premiere today in honour of Star Trek Day. I've not seen Scouts yet. We'll watch the trailer because I think it's on here. But I did watch Star Trek Khan, the first episode. We'll get into that in a bit. Anyway, right, the year of 2026 marks it should be ahistoric or anhistoric. H's are weird, aren't they? Marks a historic chapter for Star Trek as the legendary franchise will celebrate its 60th anniversary on next year's Star Trek Day, September 8th, 2026. Am I just old, or does 2026 still sound like futuristic? It kind of does to me, but anyway. Today, in celebration of this year's Star Trek Day, it was announced that the 60th celebrations will officially begin in January 2026, featuring notable partnerships, new launches, and memorable moments throughout the year. Right, oh, there's a video, look. Right, we'll watch this then and see what it says.
We came seeking friendship.
That's what the Starship is all about. That's why we're aboard her.
Do you realize how rare a show like this is? Social commentary with rubber masks and buried metaphors. You know, science fiction.
We get to reach for the stars. We get to reach for the best in ourselves. We get to reach for each other.
We are the crew of the USS Enterprise. But more than that, we're your family. Wherever you go, we go.
Live long and prosper!
Right, okay, cool. Very good. Right, the 60th anniversary celebrates space for everybody. Extending an open invitation. We know what that means. Well, the reasoning behind using that phrase means, you know, there's going to be rainbow-coloured things everywhere in the for our LGBTQ plus whatever the hell it is these days, and you know, all that stuff, which is fair enough. Don't just make it about that. Make it about Star Trek, for Christ's sake. Anyway, extending an open invitation to celebrate the future that Star Trek aspires to, a future of hope, a future of exploration, and a future where we rise to the challenge to be bold. Additional news and announcements for the 60th will be revealed at a later date. Star Trek float at Rose Parade. I don't know, I read that, I don't usually do it, but anyway. Star Trek will kick off the year-long celebrations on January 1st with a customised float at the Rose Parade, the annual New Year's Day tradition in Pasadena, California. The spectacular event, which features elaborate flower-covered floats, spirited marching bands, and more, all travelling along a multi-mile route, is attended by thousands and streamed by millions internationally, as it is then followed by the popular college football Rose Bowl game. Cool. Oh, right, I was going to say, what is their design going to be? Is it going to be in the shape of a ship or whatever? I don't know. Probably not. Star Trek's innovative float design will reflect values of hope, inclusivity, exploration and unity, and will spotlight the upcoming new series Star Trek Starfleet Academy, while honouring 60 years of Star Trek. Yeah, it'll be mostly about Starfleet Academy, I bet. Anyway, so here we go. There's a trailer. We've seen this before. I'm not going to play that. Bugger off, because Starfleet Academy trailer. I'm not playing that. The highly anticipated. Remember, this is StarTrek.com. The highly anticipated Star Trek Starfleet Academy is set to launch in early 2026. The series introduces viewers to a young group of cadets who come together to pursue a common dream of hope and optimism. Under the watchful and demanding eyes of their instructors, they discover what it takes to become Starfleet officers. Excuse me. See, it's making me cry. As they navigate blossoming friendships, explosive rivalries, first loves, and a new enemy that threatens both the Academy and the Federation itself. I mean, they've only just reopened it, for crying out loud. Anyway, Academy Award winner Holly Hunter stars as the Chancellor of the Starfleet Academy and Captain of the USS Athena. 'Cause she's the captain, yeah, I'm Holly Hunter. I'm sorry, that's how she talks. With Academy Award nominee Paul Giamatti recurring as the season's villain, and whistling the Star Trek theme as he walks down the corridor. And there's the Strange New Worlds crew. Critically acclaimed Star Trek Strange New Worlds wraps up this week with an exciting Season 3 finale episode on Thursday, September 11th, streaming on Paramount Plus, and fans can expect more thrilling adventures with the crew of the USS Enterprise with the upcoming Seasons 4 and 5. Actually, I'm looking forward to the last episode. The previous one were okay, were pretty good. And this final episode, I've seen stills and stuff from it, and it looks like we're returning to the whoever built, the Tomb Raider episode that they did or whatever, where they got trapped in that temple place and it were all funky and all that. I forgot the name of the bad guys in it. It ended up with the bad guy creature whatever being trapped in the transporter buffer or in the computer or whatever. It looks like we're back with them again, doesn't it? By the looks of it. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Are they both the Enterprise? Are they just two views, one side and the other side? Because I'm sure in one of the images it showed two Constitution-class ships, like flying almost saucer to saucer. So is that... I don't know, but anyway. Do something... Is that X or Times? I don't know. Boldly go green. I have no idea what we're talking about. Star Trek will partner with Do Something, the national hub for youth-centred leadership and service, to boldly go, splitting infinitives, into 2026 with Boldly Go Green. A new campaign centred around making an environmental impact in multiple locations in celebration of Star Trek Starfleet Academy and Star Trek's 60th anniversary. Plant a tree for Star Trek, basically. That's what it is, isn't it? The Lego thing we've just looked at, which I'm really excited about. Does it say? No, it doesn't say. Don't give any clue. Oh, no, don't give any clues. Right, Star Trek digital comics with Webtoon. X means crossover. Oh, does it? Oh, right. See, I'm not down with these newfangled phrases that all the kids are into. I.e., Batman X Star Trek would mean Batman and Star Trek crossover. Oh, right. Okie dokie. Better just put the word crossover in. They're not typing it out on Twitter, X, whatever. You haven't got 140 characters. Star Trek will enter the digital comic space. I'm not having to go at you, Wingrace, by the way. Sorry, I'm just having to go at the youth of today, because I'm old. Star Trek will enter the digital comic space with Webtoon in 2026, engaging their audience of approximately 155 million monthly active users across 150 countries, connecting with new audiences by launching original stories that touch on universal genres and themes based in the world of Star Trek. Alright, cool. I bet they'll be rubbish. I bet they will. I came this close today to resubscribing to 2000 AD. And then I decided not to. So I thought, what if it's not the same as when I was a kid? Because obviously it won't be. I'm always thinking I'll probably start in the middle of a story for something like Judge Dredd or whatever. Anyway, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Right, here we go, Star Trek Scouts. All new original Star Trek Scouts launches on YouTube today, and I haven't watched this yet. I bet Wingrace has. Here we go. We'll watch the trailer. I've got to be honest, I've seen the trailer, and it didn't blow me away. But it's for kids. It's for little young'uns. Toddlers even. Because it's Nickelodeon. Anyway, we'll watch it.
All right, Scouts. It's asteroid blasting time.
Your mission
purpose to discover, grow, and boldly go.
Activate the asteroid deflector wheel.
On it like a comet, JR.
Oof, that didn't work.
Reacher mode, reach! Whoa! Awesome! It's a Targ from planet Kronos. 10 seconds to impact!
No time to waste then.
Holy
I don't get it.
You can ask your parents to subscribe to The Blaze and the Monster.
Get it? I don't get it. Is it actual Star Trek, or are they just kids in like a Star Trek themed playroom? Man, me, I don't know. Windgrace says they've released 2 episodes and they're both about shooting asteroids. Are they already out of ideas? It's all kids want to do, innit? By the way, I forgot to check and make sure we are live. I know we're live on YouTube because people are talking to me. Yes, we're live on YouTube. We should be live on Rumble. I hope. Are we? Yeah. And we should be live on Twitch as well. Yes, we are. Right. Don't know why I keep doing Twitch. Right, I can close those now. Right. Yeah. I'll have a look at but not yet. As I said, it's for toddlers, isn't it? 'Cause it's Nickelodeon. And apparently, again, this is according to Jay at Tachyon Pulse podcast. This new series has nothing to do with Secret Hideout or Alex Kurtzman. It's a completely separate entity. You know, Paramount, I don't know if they've done it in-house or just, or with another company. I don't know. Don't know anything about it. But apparently it's nothing to do with Secret Hideout and Alex Kurtzman. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what Jay said over at Tachyon Pulse. If that's wrong, blame him. Okay, launching today, Star Trek Scouts, a brand new original animated YouTube first series that marks the first preschool extension of the Star Trek franchise. Here we go. Developed and produced by Nickelodeon Digital Studios in association with CBS Studios, Star Trek Scouts follows 3 8-year-old friends, JR, Sprocket and Rue, as they train to become future Starfleet explorers by going on epic out-of-this-world missions that push them to discover, grow and boldly go. I don't get the thing with the rubber duck and the fork with spaghetti on going through the meatball asteroid. I don't get it. Is it supposed to be out there? I don't know. 2 episodes of the short form series, 3 to 4 minutes each, are available now on Nickelodeon's Blaze and the Monster Machines YouTube channel. Right, I shall just open that link in a new window for later. There it is. So where are they? Oh, there's a trailer. Right, so yes, they are there. Which is the first one? Are they out of order? I don't know. Yes, they're not in the proper order. But yes, okay, watch them later. I was just looking there. That's what I'm looking at. Where are we up to? Right, back to this. Windgrave says, it's not canon. Thank goodness. 2 episodes, I've just read that answer, with the remainder of the 20-episode order continue to roll out into next year. And Star Trek Scouts defeat a soapy asteroid in space. Is this the actual episode of the show? Yes, it is. Okay, we won't just play that. Right, next up, all new scripted podcast Star Trek Khan launches today. The first episode called Paradise. There it is. There's the link for it. I'll put the link in the description. Actually, I will do this with this as well. What happened then? Don't know. Anyway, whatever. I'll put the link in the description. Star Trek Khan, an all-new scripted podcast expanding the Star Trek universe, launches today, September 8th. Yesterday. Star Trek Khan explores the untold events on SETI Alpha 5. This is SETI Alpha 5! Chronicling Khan's descent from a superhuman visionary into the vengeful villain seen in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Naveen Andrews, Lost, voices the iconic role of Khan Noonien Singh, and he's fine, but he just doesn't sound anything like Khan. He actually sounds more like, I forgot his name, the baddie in Star Chaser, The Legend of Orin. What's his name now? I'm going to have to look that up now. Zygar. What? I was going to have to look it up. Star Chaser, The Legend of Orrin, 1985 film. Go and watch it. It's amazing. It is a great film. I love Star Chaser. Zygon, alright, yes, Zygon. It sounds more like him than Khan. It doesn't sound anything like Ricardo Montalban. Anyway, and he's joined by a stellar cast, including Ren Schmidt for All Mankind as Lieutenant Marla MacGyvers, Sonia Cassidy, Reacher as Dr. Rosalind Lear, with Star Trek veteran Tim Russ, Star Trek Voyager, reprising his role as Ensign Tuvok, and the legendary George Takei, Star Trek. He's done other stuff as well, you know, as Captain Sulu. It sounds old, though, in it, the George Takei. New episodes will be available weekly on Mondays through November 3rd, streaming on all major podcast platforms and the official Star Trek YouTube channel. Yeah, that's it. Hang on, where have I put it? I'll pop that up while we just chat about it. I watched it today, or listened to it today, should I say. And it's okay, it didn't blow me away, but it was interesting. It lasts about half an hour-ish. Yeah, and I didn't mind it. I'll carry on, but you know, it's done from the perspective that Dr. Rosalind Lear wants to go to SETI Alpha 5 and collect up recordings, like a diary or whatever, a personal log, a log from Marla MacGyvers that is still there on SETI Alpha 5, and she wants to go and get them. It's set sometime after, I think it's 3 years after Kirk was killed on the Enterprise B. Because it says at some point in it, Sulu says, Captain Kirk died 3 years ago. So I'm guessing they're on about when he died on the Enterprise B. So whenever that was, I can't remember what year that was in. The 2390s, wasn't it, I think. So it's set 3 years after that. And she wants to go and get the logs from Marla MacGyver to learn more about the man Khan himself and, you know, the augments that were there, 72 of them, and their kids as well. That's it. And the paint Khan in kind of a more sympathetic light, to be completely honest. And he comes across as a thoughtful man. He's not this raving, dictator and stuff that you think is, he would be. But he's come to terms. He seems to have come to terms with that he's been left on this planet. But the opening episode is called Paradise because SETI Alpha 5 is kind of a paradise. They've got everything there they need. They said that even Kirk were even over generous, and Jack can speak, generous in what he left them with. They didn't just leave him the contents of these cargo containers, and all that. They actually, they were given, they were even given like a full medical unit and all that to help them. Like I say, the planet is a paradise. It's bountiful, and they've everything that they need. But there's kind of a spooky thing happens when they're having this lovely meal from this fish that Joachim has caught. So I think what they're doing in this, because remember in the original series it were called something else, and then in Star Trek 2 it were called Joachim, and we thought that why have they changed the name of that character, Khan's right-hand man. I think what they're doing, it's his son. Joachim is Joaquin's son or whatever he's called. Anyways, they're enjoying this lovely meal. Meteor shower happens. Like, oh, a lovely meteor shower. So I'm guessing that's a warning of what's going to happen to SETI Alpha 6 at some point. But anyway, yes, it was interesting. We see there's division within the augments already. I think somebody's been killed. I think one of them's murdered one of the others. So it's not all fun and games. There is drama. But yeah, I did quite enjoy it. I thought it were okay. So I will carry on listening to that. But it'd be nice if they'd added it's full sound effects and stuff and music and all that. So you just close your eyes and picture it in your head. But it would be nice if they'd animated it a bit. But anyway, never mind. So there we go. That's my brief review of Star Trek Khan. So I'll probably clip this out and put it up on on the channel. It were okay, episode 1. I'm not going to rate it out of 10 because it's an audio drama. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I didn't mind it. Except, I forgot his name already. Naveen, whatever, I can't remember his name. Doesn't sound like Khan. As I said, he sounds more like Lord Zygon from Star Chaser. It's frightfully posh, he sounds. Frightfully posh. Anyway, right, so that's that. Right, what next? We're still on here. Yes, right. Right, what's next? Star Trek The Cruise sets sail in 2026. Star Trek The Cruise will set sail February 20th to 27th, 2026, offering fans a week filled with once-in-a-lifetime experiences in celebration of the franchise's 60th anniversary. I bet that costs an arm and a leg. Bet it bloody does. Anyway, joining the voyage are legacy Star Trek actors William Shatner and Walter Koenig, along with more than 20... I always want to say Koenig. I know I've heard it pronounced Koenig, but I always think of Commander John Koenig from Space 1999. So that's how I want to pronounce it, but everybody else pronounces it Koenig for some reason. Anyway, along with more than 20 actors from across the Star Trek universe who will commemorate the milestone alongside fans with special events and activities honouring 6 decades of Star Trek's iconic shows and films. So who's the other 20 actors going to be? You know, just extras, or they're going to get some famous people? I bet Connor Trinneer's there and Dominic Keating. I bet they're there. Who else do I reckon's going to be there? What's his face? I'm blanking on names now, you know what I'm like. Jeffrey Combs, bet Jeffrey Combs there. I think, yes, I'll sign up for a cruise. Anyway, click here for the full list of talent joining the next voyage. Right, I'm going to do that then. I'll open it in a new window. Let's have a look. The crew members. All right, so here we go. I will share this window. This is who's going to be on the cruise, if you're interested. Here we go. William Shatner, Walter Koenig, Jonathan Frakes. I bet he done. I bet he cancels at the last minute. I bet he does. He used to be notorious for cancelling appearances, but he did. Marina Sirtis, John Delancey, Denise Crosby, Terry Farrell, Nana Visitor, Armin Shimmerman, Max Groddenchik, Chase Masterson, blimey, Robert Picardo. I've kind of gone off Robert Picardo. He's suffering from, severe TDS, He's one of those. He can't keep his gob shut on the internet with his political views. Just shut up and act. Anyway. Or at least change your tune every now and again. John Billingsley, Connor Trinneer, Anthony Montgomery, Dominic Keating. Basically everybody in there. Doug Jones, Anthony Rapp, Ava Blackwell. We're getting down to the people we don't know now, aren't we? Raven Dawder, David Benjamin Tomlinson, Todd Stashwick, who everybody loves except me. I think he looks like a baddie. I've always thought he looks like a baddie. Tony Newsom. And they got a picture of her. We know what she looks like. Eugene Cordero. No, Jeffrey Combs. Bloody hell. Noel Wells. Carice Brooks was always dying. They're from Academy, aren't they? Don't care. I bet their lines will be short. So there we go. All entertainment is included in your cruise price. Right, so have a look at the price. Wonder how much it's going to be. Brace yourselves. Right, blimey. Blimey. Cabin type. So, what we're looking at. So, is that the cheapest ones? Looks like it, doesn't it? For a new guest. So, if you've never been on one before, you've got to pay more. Unbelievable. Yeah, let's say like $2,500 all the way up to, 13 grand for a royal suite. Even an admiral. Somebody's got to say that, haven't they, when they go in the cabin. Even an admiral wouldn't get quarters like these. I'll not be going on a Star Trek cruise then. I bet they're cool though. If you can afford it, go for it. But I can't. So there we go. So that's that. Let's go back to this page. So there we go. Yes, cool. I said I'd like to go on like a Star Trek cruise or a Disney cruise or one of them, cruise. Unless, not in my luck, I'd end up on one of those cruises where everybody gets dysentery or cholera, something like that. The toilets back up, and I'd go on a cruise that had ended disaster, but not a major disaster. It wouldn't sink or anything, or capsize or anything like that. Death and destruction. It would just be a cruise filled with lots of minor inconveniences that would just take away from the enjoyment. Because that's basically my life. A lot of minor inconveniences that do me head in. Anyway. Brand new Star Trek 60 hub. Star Trek will also launch the official anniversary hub, StarTrek60.com. I'll open that in a new link and we'll have a look at it in a minute. The home for the year-long celebration. The hub will provide a look at the calendar of activities, including exciting new partnerships, events and opportunities for fan participation. Fans can now visit the hub and sign up to be among the first to learn about special events, new merchandise and more. The Star Trek shop is celebrating with 25% off site-wide from September 8th to 12th with special discount code Star Trek Day 25. Remember that code then to get 25% off. That's it, isn't it? Then there's just the legal stuff. Right, what does this look like then? Where is it? Oh, pardon me. Is it that one? Star Trek 60. Right, share this tab instead. This is the Star Trek 60 hub. The human race is a remarkable creature, one with great potential, and I hope that Star Trek has helped to show us what we can be if we believe in ourselves and our abilities, said Gene Roddenberry, Star Trek creator. Okay, right, cool. Lots of links for stuff that's going on. Lego and all that. Sign up for the newsletter. Can! This is before that. Set before that. Before he says can. So there we go. So that's StarTrek.com EN-UN/60 for the hub. Anyway, so there we go. Right, so, yes. Move that out of the way. Right, next articles. That's that for, all information about 60th anniversary of Star Trek. But sticking with the anniversary and all that, what am I doing? Here we are. Somebody, this is from PR Newswire, has developed an AI Fluent in Klingon. So the world's first Klingon-speaking AI launches on Star Trek's 59th birthday. Planet Earth Star Trek Day. Precise AI announced today that the company's popular Precise public relations AI platform is now fluent in Klingon, the famous Star Trek villain language. The Precise, I'm probably mispronouncing that, PR tool, built specifically for PR pros by PR pros, is rolling out the Klingon language generator to celebrate the iconic show's 59th anniversary, the week of September 8th, also celebrated annually as Star Trek Day. Precise PR helps you say it right to avoid any messy Klingon honour duels, said David Fuskus, president and founder of Precise AI. Just imagine the carnage after mispronouncing just saying Welsh. It'll sound like Klingon. My mother screams for your death with the phonetically similar and that. No, I guess that were going to be Ferengi. Your mother smells like Ferengi earwax and pus. Ooh. In 1984, linguist Mark Okrand was commissioned to develop a full Klingon language for the movie Star Trek 3. He intentionally chose a word order, object, verb, subject, rare and opposite of English. Klingon then stepped out of fiction and into the real world, but it didn't create a verb or whatever for to be, didn't it? Because he struggled. Because in Star Trek 6, he had to come up with to be or not to be. And he'd never thought he'd have to do, the verb to be. So then they had to create tach pa, tach be. Because Shakespeare were in the original Klingon. Klingon then stepped out of fiction into the real world with books, plays and even an opera. While only a few people speak it well, Klingon stands as a sign of Star Trek's lasting cultural mark and the power of imagination. I think I've got a Klingon dictionary somewhere. It'll be in one of my boxes. Obviously, I've never read it. I've never learned Klingon. But anyway, Star Trek has pushed us to discover what's possible. Adding Klingon is our way of joining that journey and bringing fun to the mix, continued Fuscus. This isn't a party trick. The precise PR platform, now working natively in Klingon, shows how creative and flexible AI is. I wonder if they'll do one like in Elvish then. You know, for like from Lord of the Rings, because they created a language for that, didn't they? They claim to have, because Liv Tyler, she learned to speak Elvish, she said, and they used to speak in Elvish to each other on set, apparently. But that's what she said. I don't know if that's true or not. I forgot what I want now. Adding Klingon is the natural for security-obsessed geeks at Precise. A few Klingon warriors barking and snapping in their native tongue is the perfect complement to the Precise AI Data Vault tech, continued Fuscus. It's not the best name, is it? This launch lands at a time when AI and Star Trek... This is from a fella called Johnson. This launch lands at a time when AI and Star Trek are on the rise. Every September 8th is Star Trek Day, marking the date the original series first broadcast in 1966. I still like the April one. I forgot exactly what date it is. Windgrace will know. The First Contact Day, that one. I still like that one. Anyway, fans use the day to celebrate the show's message of hope, diversity and adventure, blah, blah, blah. Try out Klingon. Download the free Precise PR app. And there's a link. I'm not going to. So there we go. So if you get that app, you can have it speaking during Klingon and saying Soswuch, Sofri, Sofad, Hech, Volgo. There you go. My mother screams for your death, which isn't the same as Sos Duchach, Ferengi, Ke Ej Bulka Volgro. April 5th. Told you'd know. Told you'd know. Right, so there we go. So that's very good, very amusing. Right, next up, I think it's the. Oh no, it isn't. We've got another story after this. Sticky Mist, as I said, they're all Star Trek themed. Next up, William Shatner. He's speaking to People magazine. William Shatner says he didn't make any money from Star Trek reruns in the 70s. I didn't benefit, he said, back in the day. The actor who played Captain James T. Kirk, is that a bit small? So I'll make that text a bit bigger. What's it like in the on the art? Oh, it's not too bad, is it? I'll make it a bit bigger. There we go, it's better. Where were we? The actor who played Captain James T. Kirk in the original Star Trek television series said syndication only came in after the series was cancelled. And there he is, in his prime. Look at him. He would tie up Paul Wesley in a knot and just cast him aside. Paul Wesley's nothing like him. Look at him, he's a bull of a man. All testosterone and everything. Need to know, William Shatner claimed that he didn't get paid for Star Trek reruns. The Star Trek, the original series start of The Telegraph in a new interview that nobody knew about reruns at the time of the series cancellation in 1969, with the concept of syndication coming into play after the show ended. But in the end, the unions secured residual fees shortly after Star Trek finished, so I didn't benefit, he said. William Shatner is getting candid about his Star Trek finances, including one stat that isn't as out of this world as fans may imagine. The Star Trek, the original series star, 94, shared in a new interview with The Telegraph that he didn't make any money from 1970s reruns of the beloved series, which he starred in as Captain James T. Kirk from 1966 to 1969. 94. Is he going to make it to 100? I bloody hope he does. I hope he makes it to 100. Because he's still looking well, innit? You see some people that get in the 90s, they go all frail and weak and all that, don't they? But he's still like, a big man and more bubbly and full of life and vim and verve. So make it to 100, William. And 200 even. But he's at that age now where it, I mean, I'm at that age now where I could just drop dead at any minute. On stream with a bit of luck. Nobody knew about reruns. I'll not do an impression because I can't do impressions of him. Josh says, my grandpa is 95 and still kicking it and feisty as hell. Yeah, I won't be around when I'm 95. Which probably means he's healthy. Yes. Yes. Where were we? Nobody knew about reruns. He told the outlet in an interview published on Sunday, September 7th. The concept of syndication only came in after Star Trek was cancelled, when someone from the union said, wait a minute, you're replaying all those films, those shows. There was a big strike, he added. But in the end, the union secured residual fees shortly after Star Trek finished, so I didn't benefit. So it obviously wasn't, retroactive. There it is. So that's what it looks like now, because that's this year in Las Vegas in 2025. So it's still looking well. For 94, it looks healthier than me anyway. After Star Trek's run on NBC, where it was cancelled after 3 seasons and 79 episodes in 1969, the series found a new life and wider fan base via syndication in the 70s. From there came spin-offs and several theatrical releases. Pardon me. Starting with 1979 Star Trek The Motion Picture. Shatner previously wrote on X in 2020, and now we've stopped saying now. We've stopped putting in brackets, aren't we, formerly known as Twitter. It's just X now. We've finally got used to it. In 2020, that anything before 1973, including the original series, doesn't pay a cent in royalties. When did that animated series was 73, wasn't it? I'm sure it was. So does he get royalties for that? While Shatner couldn't have made more than a couple of $100 a month when he started his acting career in Canada, as he told The Telegraph, the original Star Trek series paid very well for me, but it wasn't too much, he added. There is this from The Man Trap, innit? I know that. That's from The Man Trap. But by the standards of Hollywood, not very well, and with a dissolving marriage with 3 children, I was broke at that point, he added, noting that he began to feel financially secure from the 1970s onward. The summer that Star Trek was cancelled, I put together a touring company, which is very common all over the US, but particularly on the East Coast. Up in Cape Cod, there are so many villages that you could readily find an audience, Shatner said. I booked the whole summer, a week in each town, filling each theatre. We put on a one-set Broadway play and made a living there, just about. At the end of the summer, I came back to Los Angeles and the work began to flow in. Well, good for him. Shatner has since reprised the role of Kirk in multiple mainline films and in Star Trek the Animated Series, which ran for 2 seasons on NBC from 73 to 74. It was more like, it was 1 season and a bit, wasn't it? Because like the first season, like 20-odd episodes. The second season were about 6 episodes or something, wasn't it? There weren't many episodes in season 2. I think it was like just 1 season, just cut in there. But anyway, whatever. The actor who last month announced his forthcoming book, William Shatner and You, co-authored with Joshua Brandon, rang in his 94th birthday back in March. At the time, he told people that he celebrated by working on the Hollywood charity horse show and was taking a trip to Las Vegas for dinner and a show with the family. So there, was that it? Yes. Comments? And any comments? Doesn't look like it, does it? Leave a comment, it says. No, there's no comments. Right, fair enough. So good old William Shatner, 94, but he don't get any money for the original series. You'd have thought, surely they've changed that now, haven't they? You'd have thought so, wouldn't they? They thought they'd have backdated it, particularly for Star Trek. But anyway, but no, don't get a penny for reruns of TOS, unfortunately. Right, what's next? Last one, the last story of the night is this one. I've pressed the wrong button, have I? No, I haven't. There it is. From Slash Film, Noah Hawley's cancelled Star Trek movie would have featured a TNG connection, says Slash Film. Jeremy Matai at Slash Film. That's from Picard Season 3, innit, you can tell. Right, if newcomers thought keeping track of literally decades of Star Trek lore was tough enough, then try falling down the rabbit hole of various projects and productions that never quite made it across the finish line. The franchise is littered with the remnants of movies and shows that for one reason or another ended up lost in development hell. Remember all that recent drama and controversy surrounding Quentin Tarantino's script? Well, not really, there was controversy, was it? But it'd have been rubbish. Quentin Tarantino, I love his films, but he wouldn't have made a good Star Trek film, in my opinion, even though he's a big fan. For more of a deep-cut reference, Trekkies can point to that unmade Gene Roddenberry series tentatively titled Phase 2. It wasn't tentatively titled, they were building sets and everything and casting people and they were getting ready to go into production. And there's just, the powers that be said, oh no, we'll do a film instead. Because Star Wars came out. Anyway, but with Alien Earth currently tearing it up over at FX, on Disney Plus as well, in the UK, it's worth revisiting series creator Noah Hawley's idea for a Trek movie that simply wasn't to be. Back when his Alien prequel series was just a hopeful pitch, the Fargo and Legion mastermind had his sights set on a much more hopeful and optimistic universe. I'm because of Alien Earth, which, the first 2 episodes I hated. I thought they were bloody awful. But the episodes after that have not been too bad. Apart from the last episode, episode 5, which again was terrible. But I'm thinking we dodged a bullet in Star Trek terms. Because I didn't like Legion either. I didn't get past the first couple of episodes or whatever of Legion. Just did not like that. Anyway, his Star Trek film received all sorts of coverage picking apart what could have been back when it was in development, but very little information was actually reported on what it would have been about, how it would have connected to the J.J. Abrams movies, if at all, or even when it would have been set in the series timeline. All of that would ultimately be moot, as Hawley and Paramount couldn't quite push the project over the finish line. But we're finally getting some answers to those pressing questions. In a recent interview with Men's Journal, via Gizmodo, Hawley finally... Why does that sound like a top shelf magazine? I'm sure it isn't. Hawley finally shed further light on what his Trek feature would have been about. Mensa IQ text as I forget how to read. And it would have been something to do with the most popular android in all of Trek, Brent Spiner's Data from the Next Generation. I'm not clicking that because I'll get a really low score. It was great. Actually, I did click on one of these on my phone. I think on my phone. Whatever. I did click on one of these once. And I went through all the tests. But to get the result, sign up, pay this money, and we'll send you the result. So I thought, that would have wasted me bloody time, wasn't it? Anyway, where was it? It was great, says Noah Hawley. We had sound stages in Australia. We were on the runway and we were negotiating with actors. What, on the plane? Mostly what I can say is that it was a really hard loss because we got so close. It was an original story that was not Chris Pine related, nor was it Captain Kirk related. I guess the thing that might stick with people is that there was an unboxing of Data, the idea of the android. And that was to become an element in the films. So an unboxing of Data. So they're talking about when the Trieste, I think it was the Trieste, that found Data on, I forgot the name of the colony, where it was. Where after the crystalline entity had destroyed the colony. What is the Trieste? Or the Tripoli? Began with T. Anywho, you're not John Shepherd. I don't know. What have I said? I've said something, haven't I? What have I said? Oh, yes, he's a genius, isn't he? He did a Mensa thing, didn't he? Yes, he did. No, I'm not John Shepherd. I'm a big thickie. An unboxing of Data. Or is it being metaphorical? Is it not the actual Data? I don't know. Or would it be connected with Noonien Sung? I think it said sing then. Often wrong. Don't know. But anyway. But that was to become an element in the films. What are they showing that for? Star Trek remains at a very fascinating crossroads of sorts, while Paramount Plus continues to be the place to be for all the streaming series. apart from Prodigy, the recent cancellation of a number of shows, including Lower Decks, Discovery, and even Strange New Worlds, when it wraps up its 5th season in the years ahead, has left the future somewhat in doubt. Starfleet Academy represents the biggest adventure arriving down the line, sure, but what else do Trekkies have to look forward to? Excuse me. I still think Starfleet Academy, has it started filming? It was supposed to start filming season 2 in August, wasn't it? Has it started? I'm gonna check. Just bear with me. Has Star Trek Starfleet Academy season 2 started filming yet? I don't know if they'll thingy. Well, that doesn't help. It's just the AI overview says yes, because it was scheduled to start on August 27th, 2025. But that doesn't mean it has. Has it begun? I'm not seeing any, because maybe we'll see. Occasionally I check on like Instagram, see if any of the cast, put up pictures of on-set stuff. Anyway, Rob Picardo tweeted yesterday that was the first time he was on set filming on Star Trek Day. All right, fair enough. So yes, right, fair enough. He could be lying, of course, but so there we go. So yes, anyway. Where are we? It's been almost a full decade since Star Trek Beyond hit theatres as the last theatrical movie, while Section 31 was essentially dumped on streaming last year. The appropriate term, dumped, because, it was a big pile of poo, wasn't it? Section 31 was bloody awful. In a sense, Trek has never been more successful or prolific than it has over the last several years. Are you sure about that? But on the other hand, the lack of any new blockbuster movies comes across as an embarrassing shortcoming for the franchise. Is it successful or it's been more prolific? There's been a lot of Star Trek stuff on streaming and that, hasn't there? But don't mean it's been good, does it? But it has been better than past shows. Anyway. Noah Hawley's undeveloped movie bloody Mensa test again. Noah Hawley's undeveloped movie represents one possible path that the franchise could have followed, and his allusions to films, plural, certainly suggests his plans were bigger and more expansive than we could have imagined. We know that some of the actors he referred to included two very recognisable names in Cate Blanchett and Rami Malek in undisclosed roles. At the very least, I could just picture Cate Blanchett in a Starfleet uniform. As for the tone, it apparently would have returned to the roots of the series as a more cerebral and thought-provoking piece of science fiction. But it's Noah Hawley. Although I did like Fargo, when he does like superhero stuff or sci-fi stuff, he tends to get a bit up his own bum. It tends to get a bit, I don't know, Christopher Nolan, ooh, I'm super clever, so I'm going to subvert your expectations. That sort of stuff. And it just comes across as, what's the word? I'm blanking on the word now. Not patronising. Well, it is patronising, but anyway, that word I can't think of, because I've not done a Mensa test. Anywho, where were we? Where were we? Science fiction. As opposed to the run-and-gun whiz-bang action that J.J. Abrams popularised with his two movies. Not really popularised, because they didn't do that well, really, did they? Considering the budget on those films. Were they technically a loss, or did they just about scrape by? I'm going to check that as well now. Star Trek 2009. Let's have a look. Box office mojo. I don't know what the budget was. Budget 150 million. Its box office gross for Star Trek 2009 was 385 million. So no, it didn't make money. It lost money. It should have made over 450 million to to be profitable, and it wasn't, but they still got a second film out of it. What about the other one? I forgot to call it now. Into Darkness. Star Trek Into Darkness. Right, budget on that was 190 million. It made more than the first one, 467 million. But still, no, it should have made just under 600 million, shouldn't it, to get a profit. But so that didn't do well either. And I think Star Trek Beyond definitely lost money, because that didn't do well at all, did it? Let's have a look. That had a budget of 185 million and only made 343.5 million at the box office. So yes, they all lost money essentially. I think 2009 probably did well on physical sales, but I don't know about the rest. Yeah, but the Blu-ray and DVD and all that, it's dwarfed. The amount they make on that is dwarfed compared to the box office, isn't it? They make like tens of millions on the DVD and all that. That's what I've been told. Anywho, where were we? Right, but while name-dropping Data of all characters instantly makes everyone's gears start spinning, it's important to note that he seems to be suggesting a thematic connection rather than an overt one to the actual character, Brent Spiner. That's full stop, sorry. Yeah, I saw that as a comma for some reason. Brent Spiner, of course, reprised his role along with many of his Next Generation cast members in the final season of Star Trek Picard, but who's to say there isn't more to discover when it comes to android life forms in a broader sense. We'll never likely get to see what Hawley would have envisioned for Star Trek, but we're currently seeing some awfully similar material throughout the debut season of Alien Earth. New episodes air on FX and Hulu and Disney Plus internationally every Tuesday. There we go. Speaking of Kate Blanchett, is that Kate Blanchett? Looks a bit like her, doesn't it? It's an ad. Probably in her. Looked a bit like her, though. So there we go. Yes, where is it? There we go. An unboxing of Data. The idea of the android. What a weird phrase. Just saying, this was during the era when they made things that sold well, i.e. Serenity. Well, that didn't do well, though, at the box office, though, did it? And more Family Guy and more Futurama because of disc sales, not actual views. Serenity were made because of the DVD sales of Firefly, wasn't it? That persuaded the bosses to give him a chance to finish his story in movie form. But the film itself bombed, didn't it? Did Serenity. But anywho. Whatever. But yeah, I know what you mean. Wing Grace. So yeah, there we go. So is it? I want to think of it as the story of the finding of Data, but it wouldn't be like that, would it? And when would it be set? So would it be set in a few years before? How many years before the first season of TNG were Data found? Or it's like 27 years or something like that. Because he'd gone through the academy and all that, hadn't he? And risen up the ranks. So it'd been in the 2340s. Mid 2330s. That's if it were about that. Yes, young Noonian. Anyway. Yeah, could have been all about that. Noonian Singh coming up with his idea of a positronic android. The positronic brain. Who knows? But anyway. So there we go. Right, so that's it. I think that was my last news items. Anything new popped up? Let's have a look before we go. See if anything interesting's appeared. What's that? What's that one? Just let me check this before we go. Sorry, it wants me to stop my ad blocker. Oh, it's not that. No, never mind. It was just another article about that that Klingon translator thing. I thought it were about a new show. It says resistance is futile. Star Trek boldly goes where no show has gone before on 59th anniversary. So, a show about the Borg, but it was an article about that AI Klingon thing. Anywho, no, I don't think. No, there's nothing new. Right, so we'll leave it there. We will leave it there. I'll put the other links in the description at some point after the stream. I'll put timestamps in as well. Right, so that's it. So we'll leave it there. As I said, a quick. I don't know if you can hear the music. I thought I'd leave it on. I don't know if the microphone picks it up. Background music. It's kind of cosmic. Right, so I'm going to go and watch Star Trek Scouts. I don't want to watch it. But I'll put the link for it in the description. But go and listen to Star Trek Can, because it's okay. It's okay. Did you watch it, Wingrace? Or listen to Star Trek Can? What did you think? Have you done a video about it? I'll have to check, won't I? Right, so we'll leave it there. Right, so what's coming up next? So thanks, Wingrace and Josh Temple. Did anybody else pop in? I don't think so. I'll just check over on Rumble. Make sure no comments popped in there. In the chat, should I say? Oh, yeah, I've chatted. Oh, no. Nothing in the chat there. Right, fair enough. Winter says, yeah, it was okay. I didn't think it was amazing, like some say. No, I didn't think it was amazing either. It was okay. I didn't mind it. And I will listen to episode 2. It's interesting. That's all you can say about it. It's interesting, isn't it? But it's fine. Anyway, right, so what's coming up next? Day is it? Tuesday. Tomorrow, I've got an episode and a half of season 1 of Voyager to watch. So tomorrow I'll do my thoughts on every episode of classic Star Trek, season 1 of Star Trek Voyager. So that'll be tomorrow at the same time, 9 p.m. UK, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Is that right? Something like that, isn't it? Friday. For Friday Night Appointment with Fear this week, we're doing the Conjuring, Insidious Chapter 3, which is pretty good. I didn't mind it. It were okay. I thought it were better than the second one. So that's on Friday. I bought Insidious The Last Key today. Got it second hand on the second hand shop. So we'll do that at some point. And then next Monday, for Magnificent Mondays, I thought sod it. I thought we'll do Under Siege 2. We did Under Siege yesterday. I thought I was going to do like a special, pre-recorded Magnificent Mondays for Under Siege 2. I thought no, we'll just do it next week. So that's Under Siege 2. Dark Territory next week, which I quite like. I quite like it. It gets a pasting from critics and stuff saying it's rubbish, and it is, but it's fun rubbish. Wingrace says Under 2 Siege. Yes, it's Under Siege 2, Dark Territory Boogaloo. Anything else? I bought another couple of Blu-rays while I were in the second-hand shop today. I said I got Insidious The Last Key. I also got Interview with the Vampire. I don't think I've done that, have I? Friday Night Appointment with Fear, or have I? I hope I haven't, because I bought a bloody Blu-ray. And then I got, I think this was £2, Chernobyl Diaries. So we'll do that at some point. I'm still waiting for my new The Box Blu-ray to arrive. Right, so that's what's coming up for the next couple of shows. And Wingrace says, I've got to do another drawing, so maybe on Sunday I'll do a drawing. We will see. Right, so we'll leave it there. So as I said, thanks Wingrace, and thanks Josh Temple for keeping me company while I go through those Star Trek news articles. Right, so that's it. I'm looking forward to the Star Trek Lego. I want a game. I bet we won't get one though. I want a clip now because you wish it. Commander Crew saying, why not? Because you wish it. I want that. Right, so we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching. Wherever you are, look after each other, live long and prosper, and until next time, I'll say they.
That old Yorkshire geek with stories to